My name is Jyothy Mathew, and today I'm going to be talking about how faith is our response to God's revelation, how faith is reflected in my life, and how I proclaim the gospel of Jesus Christ to the world. God's revelation of His love to the world has made me closer to Him and believe in Him. So I take utmost pride in reflecting this faith in my everyday life. From waking up to praying before school, family prayer in the evenings, small prayer before eating, prayer before exams and interview, prayer has become such a big part of my life, and it is a way in which I show my faith. And whatever you ask, you will receive if you have faith. Matthew chapter 21, verses 22. Through prayer, I am showing my faith in Jesus Christ as I confide in His presence while searching for peace and answers. Now, faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. Hebrews chapter 11, verses 1. I am a huge believer of this verse. Even though I can't physically see Jesus, through actions and the Holy Spirit, He has shown me His mighty powers, which give me the courage to go ahead in life. Another way in which faith is reflected is through my actions and personality. I have recognized when a person has faith, they have this special confidence and positivity in themselves. I show this type of faith by spreading that positivity around. I treat people like I want to be treated, with kindness and respect, and I show patience and help people in need. These are all ways in which I reflect my faith in my life. The concept of faith is such a broad topic that it has several levels to it. For example, personally, faith is reflected in a way in which I shape myself to become a child of God and follow His path. Publicly, faith is holding on to hope that we can change other people, or at least give them an insight into our faith in order to bring them closer to God. Professionally, faith can be very challenging to reflect, especially when everyone has different beliefs, but I am adamant in my beliefs and don't let other people influence me, which is also another way of reflecting faith. Just like faith, there are many ways in which I preach the gospel of Jesus Christ to the world. In Australia, this can be very challenging as the number of youngsters believing in God is constantly declining, as many subside to a sinful life of drugs and other addictive habits. It makes it even harder when everyone has a different belief to me. But one way which I preach the gospel is when someone questions me on my faith. I use examples from the gospel to support me. Whenever someone is going through tough times, I recommend them to read the gospel. I even use a few verses from the gospel to empower them. Educating my fellow friends and brother on the wonderful miracles Jesus has performed in my life is also a way of proclaiming. I believe proclaiming gospel doesn't always physically mean we have to go up to someone and convert their morals and beliefs, because some people may find this very offensive as we are disrespecting their morals. So I think proclaiming the gospel can simply also be through our actions and influence on other people. When we are filled with the gospel, we act based on it. People around us will eventually notice it. When I influence someone in a good way, that is proclaiming. When I stop someone from committing a sin, that is also proclaiming. Most of the time, proclaiming requires us to understand the Bible and living according to that. This would have the most impact as people would look up to us and follow the good. Another easy way to proclaim the gospel is by watching and recommending to other people Christian channels like Shalom. Even though I personally don't proclaim the gospel on Shalom, other people do. And when we watch or recommend these shows, we are supporting those preachers, which I think is a way in which I help preach the gospel. During this stressful time of COVID and all other catastrophes happening in our world at this moment, I strongly suggest everyone to read Psalm 91 and say at least one Our Father and Hail Mary. It is imperative that we get our daily dose of the gospel and uphold the strength of our faith every day. Therefore, these are ways how my faith is reflected and how I preach the gospel to the world. Thank you.